Hello everybody, welcome to the sound test room and another drum session tutorial. This one is another timeline feature one, and it's about editing patterns that are in a timeline. So you may have something like this. And you may want to edit a particular pattern. Okay, so first of all, the easiest way to do this is we can hold on the pattern that we want to edit, and we'll get our option there to detach as single, so we can just drag that up there, and now we can move our pattern that we want to edit down here, and that will open it up in the editor. Okay, so the editor will give us lots of choices now on editing our pattern. So if we can play from inside, now you might want to match the BPM here, so let's edit, let's move this up to 120. And now we're at the same speed, and we can preview here. And we've got loop switched on, so it'll just loop round and round. At this, we can also shorten our pattern. These two little arrows here will allow us to shorten it, so we could actually go like this and shorten it down to like just one bar. But for this demo, we shall leave it at its 2 bars. And also you can go the other way as well, and you can go all the way down to like almost 1 beat, you know. Okay, so this here is our velocity. To select a velocity on any particular note, like say the snares here, so these are our hi-hats, I think. So to see what the notes are, we just tap on the keyboard and you'll get a long list of all the sounds assigned to all the keys everywhere. And you can sample them all like this. But we just want to make, say, certain ones of our snares quieter or louder. So let's select this one here, and now we can delete or copy it, or we can start to use our. Now you'll notice the color will change slightly, so that will be a lot quieter now. Sorry, I pressed the wrong one. Okay, so we want to take the volume. Now we can delete or copy that, but let's take the volume of that right back up there. Now we can also add notes to this, okay? So let's just add another note there, but let's make that one like a ghost note and make that pretty quiet. Here, like this. Okay, but also let's see. Let's add a bit of splashing here and there. So we could put one maybe there, one there, one there. Now they'll all be fairly quiet. Let's have a listen. So let's want to make them all louder. Okay, so we select our select tool here, and it will appear on the screen. And from here we can pretty much move it around anywhere we like. And once we're happy with the selection we've made, we hit this little plus button here, and now we can control them all as a group. So let's see what that sounds like. Okay, so you can go on obviously further and further editing. You could add toms, whatever, etc, etc. You can add more stuff down here. We don't want that one. But you can add whatever you like from this selection of sounds that you have here. So now there are several ways to save this. Okay, once we've made our adjustments and we're happy. Oh yeah, you can also choose the quantization, the snapping. So if you had it right on this, you could add much more high resolution to it. But let's just select those like that. Yes, and we can delete them. So we're happy with this pattern that we've made. Okay, so we hit this little X here. Now, when I hit save, if I just hit save, it will save the pattern in the timeline, but it won't save it anywhere else. And of course, your original pattern in the browser will remain completely unchanged. So if we just hit save, it'll take us back to our pattern here. And now this one here will have been, that's the one we've edited. So with the little chinas in there. And that little extra ghost note. Now, okay, let's do it again. Let's this time take this, and we want to detach it, remember, and drop it down to there. Let's save this. Say we really love that, right? But I'm going to add just a couple of other bits and pieces just so we can hear. Okay, so. I mean, you might want to work on it a little bit more than that, of course. So what we're going to do now is we're going to save it as one of our own patterns. So we hit the little X. Now we can discard the changes, we can cancel it, or we can save as. Let's save as. Let's choose a category. Well, category 1 is one I have in there anyway. And then put save. And then we'll just call this Doug 3 because I just made another 2. So, excuse me, Doug 3, but you can call it anything you like, you know, and then OK. Now, it will be in your user patterns now, here. So you can use it anytime you want. That's one I made earlier, and there's another one. So that's how you do that. You just save it to your user patterns. And that, guys, is how you edit patterns in the timeline. So you can save it either, just remember, just to recap here. And that's going to drop them all down. So let's detach this single again. Just drop that down. When you press save here, save will save the pattern as you've adjusted it into the timeline. It won't change the browser pattern that you used, but it won't save as a user pattern. Save as will not save it into the timeline, but it will place it into your user patterns for you to use anytime you like. So if you liked it so much you wanted to save it, so you've saved it as you want it, for example, you can cancel that. You can save it as you wanted it, and then you could just delete this pattern like that and replace it with your, and just replace it with the pattern that you just made. And of course, your pattern that you just made is always going to be in your user patterns. Now, don't forget the timeline patterning, editing your patterns from the timeline can be as deep and as complex as you like. You can add the ghost notes using the velocity. 2 ways to use velocity: just select one single hit, or use the select tool to select the area that you want to edit. 2 ways to save. Save will just save it in the timeline, but it will not affect the actual thing that was used here. And save as will put it into your user bank down here. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you find it useful. Please subscribe to the channel. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. I will put links in the description for drum session. And yeah, cool beans. And I'll see you guys later.